Hi, I just want to go through a little bit about finding prospects. And people always ask me, well, where do I go? How do I find people that are interested? So this is a little bit about finding prospects and what prospects are. And make sure you make it a fun thing to do. I mean, you're just connecting with people. That's all you're doing. And that is a fun thing to find new friends and new people to talk to bring new people into your life. So have fun doing this. But before we start, remember it's always going to be down to you. It doesn't matter how good your system is, how well it's talked up, whatever the people say about your system. It doesn't matter how good your mentor is, how much they're making, how good they are at teaching. Neither the system nor the mentor will make you rich. The only person that can do that is you. And to do that, you need to grow. And that means getting out of your comfort zone. And sometimes people don't want to do that. And if you don't want to do that, you're not going to be successful. But remember, we're all unique as well. Everybody has unique qualities, and you will find your own best way of doing things. So anything I can tell you is just there as a guide. You need to mold it to your personality, mold it to what you are like and how you enjoy life. Because if you don't enjoy doing it, you're not going to be able to do it for very long. So you've got to find the way to do these things that you enjoy and have fun with. So remember, whatever success you have is going to be down to you. And whatever failure you have is also going to be down to you. I can't remember who said it, but somebody said, everybody's self-made, but only the successful admit to it. And remember that as you learn and grow, things will get easier. You'll find shortcuts. You'll be able to automate more processes. And you'll find what was hard or uncomfortable in the beginning is now easy and really quite comfortable to do. So you'll be able to set and face new challenges and continue to grow. And the more you grow, the more money you'll make. Your income will grow as you offer more services to more people, greater services. The more benefits you provide, the more you, in turn, will receive. Remember, it's just about connecting with people, and through that you'll learn and you'll enrich their lives and share things with them, and you'll grow together with them, and you will prosper from that. So, to get back to where we started, what is a prospect? Well, a prospect is really where everything starts. Some people call them suspects, but I like to call them prospects, and it's where you're looking for that nugget of gold, like the prospector on the right there. You see, what starts everything off is leads. And what can a lead be? Well, you could pick up a telephone directory, and everybody in there is a lead. Many of the people there are not interested in what you have. Some of them will be. So it's a case of sorting through leads to get to prospects, and a prospect is somebody that is interested in what you have. Once you get those people, then you can find the ones that are prepared to let you present your service to them, and by doing that you'll make some sales. And it's a numbers game, if you like. You might get one sale. I mean, these are just arbitrary figures that I just pulled out of the air, but you might get one sale for every 5 presentations. You might do a lot better. You might get 2 sales out of 3 presentations, or you might get 1 out of 10. It all depends on how well qualified the people that you invite to the presentation are. But if we just take these figures for examples, if you had 1 sale for every 5 presentations, and it took you 3 prospects to invite to be able to do 1 presentation, and you needed 10 leads to get 1 prospect, that would mean you would need 150 leads for 1 sale. Now that isn't, as I say, that isn't a cut and dried figure. That's just figures I picked out of the air, and you can reverse engineer it any way you like. The better the quality of your leads, the less you'll need to find prospects. And the better you qualify your prospects, the more will accept your invitation to a presentation. And the better your presentation, the more sales you'll make. So it could get really down low. I mean, you could get to a state where from 10 leads, you got 5 prospects, 4 presentations and 3 sales. But it's something that you'll find with time. And when you know what that figure is, you'll know how many leads you've got to put in at one end and what sort of quality they need to be. So where are you going to get your leads from? Well, as I said, you can just pick up the phone book and go through it, and everybody in there is, if you like, a lead. But online, most people are going to use either YouTube, or you can use, I mean, these are all methods of marketing: YouTubes, blogs, solo ads, forums, cost per click, cost per view, social media, free classified ads. You can also use offline advertising. It's really just about finding people to talk to, people that you can get into conversation with, people that you can connect with. That's all it's about, just finding ways of doing that. And all these are methods, and there are probably a lot more methods than I've listed here. But what I suggest you do is find one that suits you and concentrate on that one. I like to use Facebook, and I really do very, very little other than Facebook. I do a little bit of some of the other things, but Facebook is where most of my sales are generated from. There are lots of people on Facebook. It's easy to narrow them down into groups and types of people, and we can go into this more. I'll do some Facebook trainings later on, but find what suits you. I know 2 guys, both totally independent, who work forums, and they've both made their first $1 million working forums. So it's just what suits you. Find what suits you, concentrate on it, and practice it until you become really, really good at doing it. And then once you've got your leads, you've got to qualify them. So what is a qualified lead? Well, it's a lead that has the money to buy whatever it is you're selling. It's no good talking to somebody that's only got $5 if you want to make a $5,000 sale. It's got to be realistic for them to buy whatever it is that you have to supply, the service that you are offering. They've got to have the authority to spend that money. It's no good if they've got access to $500, but it's not really theirs. It's their husbands or their wives or their employers or something. So they've got to have the authority to spend that money. And they've got to need whatever it is that you are offering. And when you've found somebody that has the money, the authority and the need, you're a long way down the line to making a sale, and they are a really good, highly qualified lead. And the best way of qualifying leads is to do it yourself. So having got a lead, then it's your position to invite them to a presentation. And so how do you phrase your invitation? You've got to build it around whatever their need is, what interests them, what their why is, what would be their reason for wanting to sit through the presentation. Or in short, what's their hot button? You've heard me talk about hot buttons before. What is their hot button? You've got to put that into the invitation. It's no good sending a teetotaler an invitation to the opening of a brewery with free drinks for all. They're probably not going to be very interested in it. So you've got to make the invitation suit the person that you're talking to. And it's important that they know why they're being invited. Tell them why they're being invited. But you can always lessen the commitment. You're not looking for a commitment at this stage, so say to them, this may or may not be for you. That's a very powerful phrase. This may or may not be for you. You could say something like, let's suppose it's somebody that wanted to buy a Porsche. You could say, we've been talking and you want to buy that Porsche that you were showing me pictures of. Well, I've found something. Now, this may or may not be for you, but I've found something that may just enable you to get that Porsche. So I think, it'd be worth your time having a look at it. So Can I invite you to just spend a few minutes looking at this? And you'll get a reaction to that. Now, most people, if you've hit their hot button, will say, well, yeah, sure. I don't mind spending a few minutes, especially if they're not committed. This may or may not be for you. If they do hedge a little bit, say, and if it's not for you, I don't mind. And you might even know somebody that it would be useful for, because if they do refuse, you can always then say, do you know anybody that this may be of interest to? And you might get a referral. Referrals are very powerful ways of getting prospects. And then when you get to presenting, talking about presenting, I could spend a month in 10 hours a day seminars all about presenting. It's a topic all on its own. But your presentation needs to be tailored to your prospect's needs. So you need to explain to him how this is going to work for them, what it's going to provide for them. Now, you don't have to do this yourself. You don't have to sit down with them and write it down. You don't have to, especially on the internet, you might have videos that you can show them. You might be able to invite them to a webinar or a slideshow that somebody's doing. You can do it one-on-one. But it's best to be in contact with them if you can be, where they can make comments and ask you questions. Because feedback is the way that you're going to find that route to the sale. Because when people are asking questions, they're interested in something. They want to know more about it. And if you can answer their questions correctly, you'll make the sale. But you must always retain control. If they're asking too many questions and stunting the presentation, say, yeah, these are great questions, but a lot of them are going to be answered in the presentation. So just make a note of them, and anything that's not been answered or you're not clear on, I'll answer at the end. Make sure you're always in control. Don't ever release control. Okay? So that's about presentations. Mostly online, somebody else will be doing the presenting for you through a video today. That's the most popular way. But keep in touch with them, especially if it's a series of videos. Talk to them in between each video and get their reactions and find out what it is that they're interested in. And I want you to remember that nobody ever sells to everybody. There's nobody in the world that can sell to everyone. And remember also that if you've got a good opportunity, you only need a few sales a year to have an amazing lifestyle. For most opportunities that are good, if you make 50 sales a year, you'll be in the top 5% of earners, or close to it, in the country. One sale a week for 12 months. So it's not massive commitment. It's not like being a professional salesman who's got to go out there and make 2, 3, 4, 5 sales a week. Some of them have to make more. So remember that. And you don't want everybody to join. We need pilots and shop assistants and maids and accountants, doctors and whatever else you can think of, plumbers, to look after us. If everybody was in our organisation, who would we get to do the jobs that we need done? Where would we go to buy our groceries? We wouldn't be able to eat out. There'd be no chefs, so we don't want everybody to join. We don't need an army of people. So be selective. Tell them, if you're ready to take serious action, I'm ready to help you. And if they're not, you're better off without them, because you're going to be making a rod for your own back. And when you get them to a stage, don't leave them hanging, wondering what to do. Ask for the order. Use leading questions. We're back again to what, how, why, where, whose, when. Any question that isn't answered by yes or no. So, what do you think this is going to do for you? How are you going to use this to buy your Porsche? Summarize the whole presentation and state boldly the service that you're offering. Tell them what you are going to do for them. You know, if you're ready to take serious action, I'm ready to help you, and I'm ready to help you get that Porsche. Are you ready for that now? Okay. Well, if we've got all your questions answered, we may as well get you started right now. So, what I want you to do is, and tell them exactly what they've got to do. Go to this link, fill in the form, get your credit card out, pay this amount of money. Tell them exactly what you expect of them. Don't leave them wondering. And finally, make sure you keep your promise. Whatever service you offered, be sure to provide it, and more. It's always better to under-promise and over-deliver. And remember that a promise made is a promise kept. You've made a deal with somebody. They've put their trust and faith in you. Don't let them down. Keep your promise. Do what you've promised to do and help them. You can't do this for them. You should stress that. But if you've offered to help them by providing them with everything they need to make the path to their success as easy as it possibly can be. Okay, we'll go into more on this in the next lesson. Well, that's it for today. So just think about ways that you can connect with people, how you can just get into conversation with them, and we'll go into more about how you can use that conversation then to qualify people a little bit more and a little bit easier, how you can convert that lead into a red hot prospect. Okay, I look forward to the next one with you.